How is it 6 o'clock already? It was
It's
just
so
1 o'clock.
true, right?
We were just on with Courtney. It feels like 10 minutes ago. I am super excited to have you here, Lady Legacy Latoya Byrd. For
Thank you.
those of you who do not know me, my name is Michelle Talbert. I am the founder of Her Power Space, co-working space, podcast studio, community movement here in Broward County. We also are the home of the UnChamber, which is the host of this monthly opportunity to learn, get resources, and connect with local business people, people as far away as Mexico and beyond, as Courtney was earlier today. Today is all about sales. And I'm really excited because the day is really bookended in a super cool way because we had at the 1 o'clock meeting Courtney Bowden telling us how to not have weak, wimpy words in our
Mhm.
copy, but not just copy from a sales perspective, right? Because I think we're always selling and we have to kind of shift our mindset a little bit about what it means to communicate our message. Right. And so Courtney really teed us up. And if you missed that live, go back and check it and watch that because Courtney really laid out how from internal to external, all of that needs to be in alignment to be able to put forth a message that will get you the outcome that you want, which requires a call to action. And that's where we get Lady Legacy, Latoya Byrd, to come in. And today she is going to be talking with us about how to close the sale, what that journey looks like. And I love the title of her talk, and I'm not going to steal thunder, but I know where it came from, and you might when I say it. So we'll see what she says during her talk about where this came from. But the name of her talk is Relax, Relate, Receive. Some of y'all think that last word was going to be something else, right? So Latoya Bird and I met. Oh my God, I think it was like 3, 4 years ago. I don't even remember anymore. It just feels like we always been together, right?
Probably three.
Yeah,
Yeah.
three
Probably
years.
like the first time we met, it was like, oh, okay.
Exactly. And so it's like one of those real recognized real moments. And I think it was a Her Power Moves event, possibly, don't even remember. It's like Brad Pitt has this quote that is some of my children are adopted and some of my children are biological, and I forget who's who, right? I don't remember if I meet people online, where I met them, what event, did I meet in person first? However, it doesn't matter. We're connected. And it was a great learning experience for me because at the time you were doing some like network marketing. And so we had an opportunity to chat then, and I got to see you in action. And then we continued to grow together and learn about one another. And I have just had the blessed opportunity to watch you close. Like
Aw.
you are a closer, right? And I think a lot of us shy away from that. And there's a great quote. Sharon Washington says that marketing gets you leads, but sales get you paid. And a lot of us focus on the marketing. Oh, isn't that sexy? And I like Instagram. And let me put together this really pretty graphic. It doesn't matter if money doesn't exchange. At the end of the day, unless you're running a nonprofit, even nonprofits need money. Unless you have a hobby, even hobbies, you got to buy supplies. But if you feel like, using them out your own pocket, that's fine. At the end of the day, if you have a business, you have to sell. And we are
Mhm.
not shying away from that today. Miss Latoya Bird, thank you for being here.
Oh man, thank you so much. Beautiful, Michelle. I appreciate you. Your huge, colossal like vision, honey. Did they know? Because I didn't. And when I went to your event, that's when I was like, okay, I have to stick around because she has it going on from the vision to the interaction to life after the event. That's why I will always respect and be in the building whenever I can, when you are having something, hosting something, curating something. So I'm excited to be here, and thanks for having me, and thanks so much first and foremost for having a platform for us to have a space. So thank you for that so much, and just every little thing. Okay, like that other day when I came by. to hang out and work for the first time there in her power space. That was so fun.
It was.
And the thing that I think we miss out on as we get ready to dive into this topic is that sales is also about relationships. And
Yes.
so I'm excited that I've met you in a networking space, but didn't leave it there and continued a genuine, open, and honest relationship. And I encourage more, especially women in business, to do so and look for tribes that are doing that. All right. So
Yes. Yes.
um,
I
I
love that.
felt very comfortable in the space. This is why I'm wearing orange today. Okay. So
We're
I'm
gonna
trying.
talk about this dress for a moment. As soon as the camera came on, I was like, "You got the dress before it sold out." I scoured for that damn dress. I wanted that dress. She didn't even have to stand up. I knew exact dress she's wearing right now, which I'd be wearing
Right.
right now if it wasn't sold out and you got the last one. But I must say, but that speaks to Latoya's luck as well, right? She
Oh,
makes some
we
luck
gonna
that
talk
she's getting
about
ready to
that.
tell you about, but she also has a habit of winning every time she steps into our events. So, without further ado, I'm going to pop off the screen. Latoya is actually
Okay.
going to bring up her presentation. She is going to walk us through relax, relate, receive, talking sales, and then I will be in the chat. So please, please, please put your questions in the chat. Even if you are watching us on the replay, you can go ahead and put your questions in the chat. I will still get pinged, and I am happy to forward them to Latoya with any follow-up questions you have. This is a must-attend conversation. Tag your friends, bring your people. The sale is so important, and coming from an ethical place is even more important. And so I'm so excited to have Latoya. Latoya, take it away. I'm gonna hop off, bring up your slides, and we're gonna do this. This is exciting. And as y'all can hear, this is a co-working space, so we be working. You hear the background noise and the phones going off. That tells you I'm in business. I'm making sales. Yay for noise.
That's
All
right.
right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Awesome, guys. So let's get into it. Again, welcome to the space. Welcome to the talk. And again, relax, relate, receive. How many times have we heard relax, relate, release? Like when we stressed, when we have anxiety, when it's so much things going on. And you all may have been familiar with the famous show at Hillman, with Whitley in this famous scene. She's having like a freak out and a panic attack, and she's just like, relax, relate, release, right? But I want you to remix that, rethink that, and think about receiving. If you are a business owner, if you are an investor, if you are just an entrepreneur looking to start something new, okay? I want you to think about, what does receiving feel like? What does it look like? And what would you like to receive? And since this talk is about sales, oh my goodness, like yeah, let's get into it. If you're going to make a sale, you have to be in a position to have a transaction. And transactions are giving and receiving. Okay? So let's lay it out. With that being the foundation, you are in a position to receive. Okay. And so I want you to join me on my sales journey as I talk a little bit about what happened with me, and how did I get to this mindset of relax, relate, receive. Was it always easy? Was it always peachy? What's going on with me? But I will tell you this: throughout my trials and ups and downs in my sales journey, I did put smiles on my clients' faces. And I just, became that go to person, whether it was something dealing with school or teaching or in the community, or something relating to, the other different industries that I'm in, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So before I dive into it, please pay attention to that definition, receive. I went ahead and put it up there: to be given, presented with, or paid. Some of our business owners and entrepreneurs, whether you're seasoned or you're just getting started, sometimes we have big issues with money. And we have a whole paradigm and a different mindset when it comes to money for some reason. We want to put our heart and soul into whatever it is that we're doing with our business, whether it's, real estate, whether it's, something unique that you created, whether it's a family business that's been passed down like a legacy. No matter what it is, you want to put your heart into it, right? But then when it comes to the sales side, that's where we kind of waver. And that's where we end up giving discounts. This is where we end up, not really valuing what it is that we're bringing to the table. So I want us to stop, pause, and let's remix that, because we have to be in alignment with receiving if we're going to improve and remix our sales. Okay. Because this is what I had to do. All right. When it's something that you're so passionate about, you want to invite your wallet to the table. Okay. Because this is why you're here. It is okay to receive payment for your services and your products. All right. So with that being said, now that everybody understands relax, relate, and receive when it comes to your business, when it comes to sales, let me tell you a little bit about my journey. So yes, in the past 15 years, it has been, whoo, child, it has been up and down. Okay. And I want to start out by sharing with you, I used to sell water on South Beach. Yes, water on South Beach. Why would I do that? Okay, so there's a natural born hustler, go getter in me, is there. And the summer of 2015, I had graduated college from FIU and didn't have a job. I was unemployed for like a year and a half. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to go on South Beach and sell water. And who knew that selling water on South Beach would land me $100 every 15 minutes. And I did it on Saturday and Sunday, only for about 2 hours. And when I made the money, I blew the money right then, right on the beach, because I was just doing it for fun, right? And after a few weeks, a few family members were like, whoa, this is actually working. So they decided to come with me because they wanted to relax, relate, and receive too. So that was my first taste of having an idea, putting it took, putting things in motion, and then boom, I've received some payment for something that was simple that I did. And that kind of caught my attention. But remember, I was unemployed. So the next thing I was introduced to in my sales journey, I was introduced to network marketing. And I love the idea of being able to sell something, being a part of a huge collective and doing it together, so on and so forth. So I was introduced to network marketing about 15 years ago, but on a smaller scale, right? I didn't go crazy or do anything crazy, but I love the concept of it. So why is that significant? You'll find out later why I want to share that with you. And then the next thing in my sales journey, I got hired on the spot, as a computer teacher. That same summer that I was selling water, guys, that August or the end of July, I got hired as a teacher on the spot, but I was already ready. Already ready. I was already prepared with a resume file in my car, my Buick Park Avenue 1988. Okay. My old school hoopty. And the reason why I am indicating little important pieces of this story is because I'm showing you that sales is everywhere. Sales is in your journey also. And I want you to be able to pull and draw from that as we talk about relax, relate, receive. Okay. So, man, I walked in, I already had my resume ready. I already had my degree and diploma and everything ready, and got hired on the spot as a computer teacher. And the next thing that was significant in my sales journey, I designed a dream job. Yeah, I wrote out exactly what I wanted to do. And I wrote it out a couple different times and then I typed it up. And it was like just there in my folder. And at one point in my teaching career, I said, you know what? I'm a little bit done with teaching in a traditional setting. So I said, I'm out of here. And the owner of the school said, okay, wait. Don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. What can we do to keep you? And I said, I'm so glad you asked. Here's a description. And she said, okay, great. You start today. And I sold the idea that I would be the person to do this particular job, and then boom, I did I had to do it, and I was even nervous. I was like, wait, even though I wrote this dream job description, I never did it before, so I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but I know this is what I want to do. So I want you guys to see some of the trends that I'm mentioning in the story. As a business owner, on a personal journey and on a business journey, you have a journal. You need to be writing down some of these intricate goals, some of these dreams, these ideas that you guys have. Please put pen to paper so that it can be born and be cultivated. Because once it comes out your mouth and it's on that paper, it's like seed to soil to me, and that's what I've experienced. And then after that, the latter part of my sales journey, which is the most recent, I was introduced to the life insurance business as well as investing, still in network marketing. Now, the reason why I'm drilling in this whole network marketing piece, because network marketing introduced me to sell from a particular facet, from a particular angle. And the different network marketing platforms that I've been a part of have the same similar model and approach. Tap into your warm market, invite people to see the information, to see the presentation, and then boom, help them decide if they want to utilize your service or products, right? So at some point, I had a sales epiphany, and I was like, wait a minute, all this network marketing, all this experience, all of these different things that I've been involved in, I do notice a huge contrast. There's network marketing business, and then there's traditional business. And I said, why don't we combine them together? So I don't know what type of business you have. You that may be listening in, you maybe have a traditional brick and mortar business. You may have an online business, especially with COVID and everything. A lot of businesses move to interacting and providing services online. So I'm not sure. Or you may be in network marketing, and wherever you are on the business spectrum, right? I want you to know that you cannot get away from marketing and sales. Do you have to master it? Here or there, you may have to have a team that can help you solidify your marketing and your sales approach, and what it is that your goals, so that you can go ahead and obtain them. All right. So I had this issue or this problem and this concern, and it was really heavy on me. I was like, why are we not approaching network marketing as business owners in a traditional business approach regular business? And so I wanted to combine that. And that's been my sales epiphany in this past summer. And I said, you know what? It's time to get down to sales basics and making sure that I can bring in my personal experiences and what I see happening in a traditional brick and mortar, and making sure I have success in the business that I'm doing. So I wanted to share that a little bit about my journey. I hope I didn't take too long, Michelle, but I want to go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. And so it says, who do you think you are? When it comes to sales, when it comes to relax, relate, receive, as a business owner, who do you think you are? I want you to think about that question. Before you answer that question, give yourself the freedom, give your answer the freedom to evolve. Okay. I want you to think about This question, and this question can come on two different sides. Who do you think you are in business, and who do you think you are in a note? Because your personal perception about who you are and what you do is a direct correlation to how you approach your sales model, how you approach closing the sale. Okay. I want you to think about that before I pull up some of the information. Because all of us have heard it before. If you have a grand idea and you share it with someone, you know somebody in the room somewhere is like, who does she think she is? Right? Who, because your dream, your vision may not even be able to calibrate with whoever that person is, because they can't dream that big or that far out as you can. So I want you to answer that question for yourself. And so remember, make sure you have your journal, make sure you're taking some notes. Who do you think you are? And before you answer, give your answer the freedom to evolve. Okay. Because when it comes to sales, sales is also definitely what I found sales to be is solution, providing solutions. That's all it is. If you can be a solution for your potential client, then the sale is easy. All right. But I want you to get your mind around um, what energy you're bringing to the table when it comes to your business and when it comes to sales. So make sure you have your money mindset in check, that you are okay with receiving money for talent, services, and products that you produce. Okay. And so you can make, relax, relate, receive something more tangible for you versus having conflicting issues with charging a certain amount for your time, your service, or your products. Okay. So who do you think you are? And give your answer the freedom to evolve. So who are you? Are you a business owner? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you an employee? Are you an executive? Are you a go getter? Are you a jack of all trades? Are you a CEO? Are you the head of household? Are you an artist, freelancer, author, investor? All right. Who are you, and what do you think of who you are when it comes to business? And then I also want you to think about some of these interesting terms that I put together. Are you optimistic, outgoing, abundant, joyful, pleasant, secure, relaxed, happy, responsible, feisty, rude, pessimistic? What do you identify with when you think about you and your business? Because once you become a little bit more in tune and solid with who you are and what you bring to the table, you get to look at things a little bit different, and you'll get a chance to observe and interact with those around you, specifically your clients or your customers, differently as well, because you'll get a chance to open that dialogue with them also. Who do they think they are? Because you want to cater to who they are or what's important for them. All right. So before I go to the next slide, I'm going to talk to you a little bit uh, about the situation when I quit, when I was a teacher. And I said, you know what? I quit because I had to ask myself, who do I think I am to quit this quote unquote good paying job to present this fantasy position to the owner of this charter school? And this is what I had to look at. This was a little formula that I did during my journaling. And I asked myself, who do I think I am? And I said, you know what? I am a happy teacher. I am, because I wasn't previously. So once I made that declaration and I decided who I am and what it is that I want, that's what kind of paved the way for me to even write out this dream job description, because I had the audacity to speak these words and to write them. All right. And so those are some of my secret, sauces to some leading myself to sales. All right. And why am I saying that? In that scenario, with the owner of the school, I basically had to sell her on the fact that what? I was the person for this imaginary job that I dreamed of, and that I was the only person. And guess what? She bought it. And not only did she buy what I was saying, she bought into me because she had an experience with me. She knew me from before, and she knew that once my heart was set on something, I could deliver. And so sometimes when you're dealing with not so much business, sales transactions, so to speak, but we're always selling. So I want you to keep that in mind because you have different stages of customers. Sometimes your customers are just onlookers and people that are liking or even sharing your content online. They may not be your customer yet, but you're building that rapport. And so as you are being you, just know that you're always selling. I put the word pleasant on there because are you pleasant or are you rude? Because people are holding on to emotions and experiences that they've had with you in regards to that final decision if they're going to buy it or not, right? True or false? So people remember how you make them feel. So I want you to think about who do you think you are? And guess what? You are just that. And you have the potential to evolve if you want to improve or go on to a new state and have that impact who you are in business, how you show up in business, and what that means for you in sales. That confidence is going to exude and you're going to be able to execute that transaction because that's what I do. That's in my personal experience. So I just wanted to share that. All right. Michelle, I don't know if I know you're not in the frame, but I wanted to have a little bit of dialogue going back and forth with you about this book, this particular book. I don't know if you heard of the book, but it's called Think Again by Adam Grant. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I love learning about new books. So tell me.
Okay, so I checked out this book about 2 weeks ago, and I'm still reading it. But baby, when I read it, it made me think more and more about the approach to business and what I'm used to when it comes to network marketing. And network marketing has some negative connotation for some people. As soon as you mention MLM, as soon as you mention network marketing, people get turned all the
People
way
turn
off.
off, but it's a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yes.
So it's this weird juxtaposition. That's why I put it out there in your intro because I want you to talk about network marketing and taking away some of the stigma attached to that when it comes to sales because there are so many women in our community who are in network marketing and it is a great way to make money. It just has a bad reputation because of some bad actors and some bad sales training, to be quite frank.
Thank you. Maybe we can even go with something rather direct, which could be some cult training. I'm just saying
Oh,
because
you said it.
I've experienced it on different levels, and but there's some good things you can utilize within a network marketing framework. And when I read the book, I was like, whoa, this book, I'm talking about a ton of bricks.
So high level. So what is Think Again? Because I do have an Audible credit, so I now see where my
Okay,
Audible credit's going to be going. But for those folks who are watching, what are some of your takeaways so far from your
so
read of Think
my
Again?
my main takeaway from Think Again is put on different hats. You have to put on a different hat to be able to look at a situation differently. So if you one of my favorite analogies that the book uses is if you look at a situation, the same situation, same scenario, but if you look at it as a scientist, you're going to see things as just, oh, okay, this is a variable that we can change. Okay, it didn't work. All right, let's try something different. You're not emotionally attached to it, and you're not stuck or procrastinating when you know something isn't working, as it pertains to approaching, another route. And I thought that was so cool. It's like, wow, if I look at it like an analyst or a scientist, I can see that that failure or the launch that didn't go well is scientific. Okay, boom. We need to change this. Let's increase our numbers in this area. Very straightforward and simple. But if I look at it like a preacher and very philosophical, I might need to hold on to all that I believe in. And me changing may be me selling out. And I was like, wow, that is a nice analogy and a great way to look at it when you want to observe a situation, because you need to be able to freely see a situation so that you can find the quickest and shortest way in the path to least resistance, right? Of least resistance to a new solution. And so that's one of the major things that was standing out to me. I like that. So I have on my science coat, my lab coat, and looking at things from that point of view. But these 4 quotes I had to share. Okay, it says, thinking again can help you generate new solutions to old problems and revisit old solutions to new problems. This is a path to learning more from the people around you and living with fewer regrets. What? Okay, that all of these are drop mics for me. And it says, the second one says, a hallmark of wisdom is knowing when it's time to abandon some of your most treasured tools and some of your most treasured parts of your identity. Woo! That is so heavy. And right now, personally, this second quote, oh my goodness, I'm working on that for me, because sometimes we are anchored in our identity and not quite so open to looking at things from a different angle so that we can get a different result. And so that was, ooh. So yeah, the next one is rethinking is a skill set, okay? But it is also a mindset. We already have many of the mental tools we need. We just have to remember to get them out of the shed and remove the rest. So some of us, everything we need is already within our reach. That's why I say relax, relate, receive. Sometimes you have to just pause and take a quick assessment, because something you need, a person you need, the sale that you need is within your circle, within your reach, within your network. And if we get so busy and worked up because of what didn't take place today, we wouldn't have that opportunity to relax, relate, and receive, because who knows, that next sale, that next contract, that next whatever it might be is within, the community that you've already have. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. All right. And then the last one says, the curse of knowledge is that it closes our minds to what we don't know. So when you feel like you have some knowledge and you know everything, that means you don't have the opportunity to be opened up for something new. So please go get this book. I'm getting into it a little bit more, and I've encouraged my online community to also read it. So yeah, think again and take a look at the flame. Okay, the flame isn't fire. The flame is water. So sometimes when we're looking at a situation when it comes to business and sales, when we have been programmed that it's one way, but we don't look at it as a total opposite, and we miss out on some possibilities that may be right in our midst. So, all right. So Michelle, this next part says, being a bill when it comes to sales, I personally learned that you can be a billboard without being a business bully. Now, Michelle, I know you have gone to some different different networking events where people are just like throwing up all over you, not even having a valuable conversation, but just pushing whatever it is that they do on you, right? And you're like, what just happened? It's almost like you got business pitched fondled or something, and the person goes on their way and they don't even hear anything from you. So
Right.
it's like, oh, I don't want to do. That's a nasty experience, and that's what keeps a lot of people that are in business. That's what keeps them in their shell and in their little ecosystem and not broadening it out. But one of the ways that you can be a billboard without being a business bully is literally to be a billboard. Okay, those of you that have visited the Her Power Space, beautiful space, and for everyone that comes in, you can tap with social media nowadays, you can be a billboard in so many different ways. Your page itself is a billboard, but literally I want you to be a billboard. Wear a shirt. I have several shirts with things pertaining to life insurance, and I'm working on a new line of t-shirts that pertain to life insurance. So I'm excited about that. But that's something that simple will help increase your sales. You know why? Because people are nosy. If you wear a name tag, I like wearing a name tag. Let me see if I have one right here. I do. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is a little badge that I made. If I wear this anywhere, people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" Oh, I said, "Oh, I'm licensed with the state." Oh, what do you? I'm a life insurance agent. Have you updated your policies yet since COVID? Did everyone fare well last year? Oh, yes, we did. Did you update your policies? You know what? No, we haven't. Well, I would love. Let's go ahead and make an appointment. I would love to share my expertise with you to see if you have the best policy. That's it. So
Y'all heard me say she was a closer, right? See how smooth that was.
be the billboard
Right.
without being a bully. And then all eyes are literally on you. And I'm just going to say this, Michelle, because I think women get this, and I'm starting to see men get it because I feel like women interact with a lot of women. And it's almost like that double-edged sword of first impression. It's almost unfair. But when you know who you're interacting with, you can play into what pleases them. If people like pleasant things, people like things that smell good, people like things that look good. So you could start there. As simple as looking good and smelling good and feeling yourself, that is a way for you to be a billboard and to even start selling before you start talking to people. Is it not? Does it not work in relationships? Does it not work when you're on a dating scene? It does. So so the next bullet point is, I need you to be, and I'm gonna pause on this one. I don't know how much time I have, but I need you to be intentionally networking in unlikely places. And Michelle, you already have mastered this, but even myself as well as you, or any professional, I feel that we can tap into this a little bit more. We have some inner circles that don't even know fully what we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if they can't articulate what you do, they can't refer people to you, right?
And so I'm saying that Anthony Napolitano, you guys can find him on Instagram. He's my, what I would call my systems guru. He has figured out systems. Okay. If something isn't successful, it has something to do with a system. So I want you to create a new networking system for yourself where you focus on these three areas. Your inner circle. So your inner circle, that's your homeboy, your home girl. Okay. These are people who they've seen you at your lowest, they've seen you at your high. That's your inner circle. Okay. So what you want to do with the inner circle is just make it plain and simple, make it bite-sized, make it plain, make it make sense to them. So that way they can say, oh, okay, Michelle has a co-op space. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur and you're looking for a space that has blah blah blah, make sure you talk to Michelle. You get what I'm saying? And if we make it an intentional effort to connect with our inner circle, not in a pushy way, but just letting them know, hey, I just wanted to give you an update. This is what I do. Somebody you know may need a blessing from me, from my service. You just charge it to the game and say, hey, make sure make sure that you know exactly what it is that I do, and make sure that street is a two-way street. There's some people in your inner circle that you don't know exactly what they do, because you guys have only established maybe this one portion of your relationship, but expand it a little bit if you already know they're offering a service or a product. So anyway, support groups. um some of us are not networking within our support groups. There are people, they're
What's a
not in
support group? How do you define a support group?
perfect question. They're not your inner circle. A support group to me, I define it as your people who share, people who consistently like. Those are people who you can ask to do you a favor. So in the social media realm, you already know who you have. You have those people that consistently share your content. You have those people that like. Guess what? Their eyes are on you. Ask them to do a favor and then do something in return for them, but you don't have to let it be known what you're going to do in return, because they're freely and openly sharing and liking your content. So you pick what you want to do for that particular support group. And for those of you that don't are not so much on social media, your support group is that person who you already know is always sharing your information or telling somebody about what it is that you do. That's your support group. All right. And so a lot of the times, because of social media, we don't know these people, but you know them on social media. So ask them a favor, ask them to share something specific. Ask them, hey, who do you know that may need my services? Because guess what? That's how I got clients last year. And last year was my best year in life insurance sales. So, hey, it works. And then affiliations. So some of us are a part of different like organizations, chambers or unchambers, right? Or even social groups, um, all types of gatherings that you're a part of. Guess what? If you already activate the whole being a billboard thing, sometimes that already softens the conversation that you're going to have within your affiliated groups that you may have. And people already start to identify you with whatever it is that you're advertising. True or false? We already know it.
Right.
So people someone said once, I heard this week, Michelle, you might have heard it too, that you can post the same thing on your feed, right? And you only get 2 likes. But if you post a video, you can see how many people viewed it. So people, it just goes to show you that people are always watching. You may get more views. I got 8,000 views on something the other day and 25 likes. So that just goes to show you that people are always looking. So since they're looking, give them something to look at since you have something to sell. I'm just saying. And the last piece, the second to last piece, Michelle, if we can get into this. It says assisting others to decide on your service or product. Help them to decide. All right. And this book, I don't know if you've heard of it, exactly what to say.
No, I'm loving this. Go ahead. Who's that
Okay,
by?
so
I can't see the name.
it says Phil M. Jones.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of role play with you if that's okay.
That's fine by me. I'm here.
Okay, look, can I move this thing out of the way? Oh, I can.
So you
Okay.
want to move the screen?
No, I got it. It was a little thing at the bottom. Okay, so um Michelle, we can get our best sell numbers and moments when we help our customer make a decision.
Okay.
because at the end of the day, what our dialogue is either going to help that person say yes or say no, or
Okay.
maybe. But these little magic words from the book, oh, I was like, okay, I think I heard this somewhere before. But I was checking this book out, as well as Rethink Again, about 2 weeks ago. And I said, okay, I like this. So sometimes when we're presenting ideas and we want to sell something, whether it's an idea or a product or service, the way we go about it makes a difference. Okay, so Michelle, what do you know about crypto?
Girl, what you've told me, and and the fact that I'm really curious about what are they, NTFs, non tangible, non fungible, NFTs,
Uh-huh.
NFTs. I'm working
Non-fungible
on it.
tokens.
Thank
Okay.
you, non fungible tokens, because I think that there is possibly some use there, but I don't know enough to clearly fill a thimble with it.
Okay.
Know the words, I know they exist, I know there might be some possibilities on the horizon there, especially for small business owners and brick and mortar business owners.
Okay, so how open-minded are you to learning more about it?
So I think that I'm open minded, but time starved,
Okay.
right? So to learn something new right now in the midst of building the business that I'm trying to really get off the ground, probably not. I'm open minded, but not ready to jump in.
Okay, so can you just imagine for me a moment what it would be like to tap in to learning more about it without taking away time that you have to build your business? Can you imagine that?
I can't imagine that, but I would love to see how that looks. I would love to see that real life.
Well, how would you feel if I told you that that's something that I can help you with?
But I'm probably be interested in hearing more about that.
Okay, so this is the way I see it. You got three options. The first option is keep your ear, to the beat and checking out things about NFTs or cryptos online, right? The second option you have is possibly going back to get a degree in blockchain technology, right? Or the third option would be don't laugh yet, don't laugh yet. The third the third the third option could be chime in with me for a subscription where you have access to education as well as access to investing, and you can learn while you earn a return of interest, a return of investment. Excuse me. So, I mean, it already sounds like you would be into getting a return on investment and learning at your own pace, right?
This chick is so damn smooth. Yes, ma'am.
No.
Did y'all see that? She walked us through everything on that screen.
So, listen, this
It
is
worked.
how you help them decide. This is not like magic. Well, it might be, but it says the magic words of
She put a
influence. And
root on me.
yes, you do need to do that for your customers. On a sidebar note, I wrote a paper in college called The Magic of Marketing. And I went through this phase. I think that's kind of where I was introduced to the whole conspiracy world, right? This is back in 2002, 2003, around the time I'm graduating, and from FIU. And I was really pissed. I was like, oh my goodness, these big businesses and these big marketing companies, they are studying us, and they literally can play us like plucking strings. They
Absolutely. The
they
psychology of it.
yes.
It's so important. But now that you're a business person, right, and using it ethically,
Come on. Yes.
right, you are
Ethical
helping
capitalism.
people get what they actually want. But
Mhm,
I love that question about how open minded are you to just
mhm.
imagine if, right? those types of questions are really pivotal for people's mindset to shift because
Mhm.
often our guard is up. I want that thing, but I feel like I'm going to have to go through barbed wire or some scammy salesperson or get a result that I didn't expect but had hoped for, right, to receive because I didn't trust the right person to deliver on
Mhm.
this. And so there are
Mhm.
so many things that get in our own way. But when you know how to use these phrases and these ways of interacting in a way that gets people the outcome that they want, you can make such a big, as Steve Jobs would say, dent in the universe.
Mm, mm,
Right.
mm.
And that's why this conversation is so important. And that's why I wanted to have you on, is because
Aw.
you are amazing at closing and you've introduced us to new books and ways of thinking about sales, which is where I feel a lot of us fall short. We market, market, market. It's like the underpants gnomes in South Park that I always talk about. They steal the underpants, then there's a piece in the equation missing, and then it's like make money. And it's like,
Mhm.
wait, what happened in the middle? Right?
You major in marketing and you always minor in sales
Right. And it needs to
because
reverse.
if you right, if you don't have, like, man, if you don't have it, then what? Because what if I would have approached you this okay, let's do it going all wrong.
Right.
Hey Michelle, I just got started with an online business
Uh-huh.
with multi-level marketing. Are you familiar with multi? I can't even
Yeah.
say it.
My phone ring. But that's what people do. They have videos about people saying, "Oh, hey, how you doing? Can we go to lunch? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm in the MLM," and they back up. No, right? And it doesn't have to be that
Ooh.
way. You might actually be selling something I need and want and have been dreaming of. But as soon as you say MLM or hey, come get my stuff and read this and jump on this call and let me put you on the phone with my upline, as soon as that begins to happen, people freeze and feel pressured and
Mhm.
afraid because
That's what
they're
my
not part of the process. You're
right.
acting upon them now. You're
Mhm.
taking the choice away from them, right?
And
And
it's so
that's
weird.
why this
I'm
matters.
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's
No,
because you're striking these chords over here. You know why? Because in network marketing, I also feel like this portion of business gets exercised and expressed sometimes when you're in a higher position or a higher rank or whatever. And I'm like, man, let's keep it business. Let's make it make sense on a business note and show these millions of people who are in network marketing around the world how they can make this thing something tangible for them,
right.
because there's even a whole like community called anti MLMers like online, like
Of course.
there's a whole community. But you cannot deny that sales is the number one skill that you have to have. I forget the statistics. I used to have that particular one by memory, but you can look it up, guys. You have to have sales no matter what it is you're doing, whether you're in business or not.
Right.
Because whether you're in the corporate structure, you want to sell yourself to be the person for the next position or the higher paying position. It doesn't matter. Whether you are trying to woo a young lady or a young man, you need sales skills. You need
Right.
to know how to present the solution to a person's problem. And sometimes you have to use a jab. You know what a jab is, right?
Yeah.
Or a shank.
Yeah.
Those of you that are out there, don't act like that. Y'all know what it is. Like, I have to do it when it comes to life insurance. And I had to do it this week. And um I had to do it with I have struggles with male clients with life insurance.
Mm.
And they were like, I don't see myself just giving this money and just giving the money and it's gonna be provided to somebody when I die. Like, and I was just like, okay, sir, let me paint this picture for you. You pass away, you're a breadwinner. Your children are now here with your wife. She's spending for herself because now half of the income is gone. Now she's talking to Joey. who's looking at your little boy and your little girl a little different because it's not daddy. And your mom is only entertaining it. The mom is only entertaining Joey because Joy can pay some bills. And then, okay, your kids get older. Now they feel the distance between Joy and them. Now they're on the street looking for love and on the street, on the Ave. Can
You
we
painted a whole ass picture that they do not want to see. That makes sense.
listen? You sometimes you have to give them the jab.
Yes.
So I'm gonna give you a jab with love. Okay, you ready? Please embrace it. Here's the jab, and this is not just for Michelle, this is for anybody. And of course I'm a saleswoman and I offer a subscription, but ladies and gentlemen, there's some AI software out there that you all should research and look into because it is making people money. You know how we're so afraid of AI taking over and taking all the jobs? If we look at it differently, how can we employ this software? How can we employ AI to work for us while we're sleeping? It's not a hard concept. So that's what I do with the investing with iGenius. I help people obtain software that makes money for them while they sleep. Period. And so this is how simple it is. When you have a I'm sorry. Hello? Okay, she might
I'm
have had
saying goodbye to my client. She's leaving
okay.
the space. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. And I was trying to mute myself, but you heard me. God bless you too.
No problem. But many of us out there with a service or product, and a lot of us have more than one product, more than one service, but your community only knows about one of them.
Right. Right.
So this is why you need those allies from
You want me to put it back up on the screen? Do you want
oh,
to
I
put
don't
I had
no,
just
you don't
taken
have
it down.
no, you don't have to. This is I think there was one more slide.
Oh, you want me? I'll put it back up.
The no, you don't have to. The last slide is simple. But this is why you have to tap into your allies and your different groups, your supporters, your affiliates, because you can choose, this week I'm going to ask my affiliates to talk about my new discounted service, or to talk about a product that I'm launching come October, come Halloween.
So let me stop you right there because I've seen you do it and you've done it here in her power space. What I love about how Latoya approaches sales is that she does approach it like a scientist, as she was saying in what was it?
Think again.
Think Again book. And that is that she sits down and writes down, on this day, I'm focusing on these activities, right? Or I just came from a networking breakfast. These are the people can you talk to us a little bit about how do you procedurize a sales activity so that you can really line yourself up for success?
Okay. Thank you for asking that. It's very simple, because when you start out with the intention and you're like, okay, if I need to make $10,000 this month, that means I need at least 20 clients. If I need at least 20 clients, I need to hit up about 300 people.
And you know that because you've been tracking your numbers to see what your conversion rates are.
So no matter what you're doing, there's like this rule of thumb of 10-3-1.
Okay.
So
10-3-1.
reach out to 10 people, 3 people are going to respond, 1 person busts a move. All right. And if you're good, you can improve those odds. All right. And so literally the day that I came to your space, I went to like 4 or 5 networking events in one day. Baby,
this was just the home base while she was like flitting all over Broward County.
Right. Mind you, I live in Homestead.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to Broward and I'm not leaving till nighttime.
Right.
And so and my group was diversified. I hit up Lauderhill, Chamber, Tamarack, the your space, I network with a few people there. I hit up the NAAAP, which is an Asian association. And then I think I met up with somebody for drinks afterwards. So wherever I'm at, baby, it's some prospecting going because it's a natural part of me. I know that is not a part of everyone, but it doesn't have to be. You want to get something done, it's a numbers game. And so literally I went to each event, I network exchanged information. I was ready. And I got some cards made again, some postcards made, some flyers made, because I was gonna come up there. And literally, you have to be prepared. You have to be ready. Stay ready. You never know when someone is going to call upon you about what it is that you do. So, with that being said, I knew I had to reach a lot of people in a short period of time because there was a huge event coming up. And as I look at my calendar, I'm like, okay, how can I get new people, not dealing with old crusty leads, right? I want to deal with some new people, people that never seen my face or heard my voice before. And that's what I did. I said, you know what? Today, all the networking I'm doing, I'm inviting people to this event. And it was a week later.
You were intentional.
Mhm.
Exactly. You were
Intentional.
intentional.
And I knew the numbers. And even now, that was the last slide, knowing it's a numbers game, old versus new. So that's the old way is you got a 10-3-1, right?
Okay.
By yourself. That's the way you do it in network marketing. You out here on the pavement, you talking to everybody and they mama, like you like, man, I gotta do this, right? And so that's what gives network marketing a negative stigma because someone is so passionate about reaching a goal, they don't care who they hurt. They will run through the whole community. You want to do this? You want to do this? You want to do this? Like that's where it comes from. But if you approach it from a business point of view, and look at it from a more marketing approach, you look at things differently. And so now that I'm over 40, I don't have time to be running down people, and I can't go to 5 networking events like
Every day.
right. So I'm like, oh no. And so a business partner of mine, Dr. Candace, she has a psychology business. She's a psychiatrist and does something with the education and something with schools. And COVID, everything shut down. And as she's rebuilding her business and her brand, she connected with a funnel expert, a marketing team. And she says, Toya, I have consistent clients. And I said, I need that contact. I need that number. Another small note on sales. When you want something and need something, ask your community for it. Ask the people in your circle because someone has access to these tools. And so whatever, she gave me the reference and I did my first consultation a few months ago, 2 months ago or so. And so I'm going to be working with her and making life easy. And hell, there's all kind of lead generations out there, right? But we don't know how recycled some leads are. But
Right.
if I can work directly with a marketing team who is generating not warm leads, I'm talking about hot girl some leads.
Yes.
Like
Yes. Yeah.
that's the new school. That's the new school. Let me approach this business as if I had a huge corporation. They would have a billboard. They would have commercials. They would
Leverage your teams. Exactly. Exactly.
have
That's what I have third party affiliates that I work with here in the space who they're paying Google, right? So that they're at the top and they're a national organization and they affiliate with local co-working spaces and people who provide some of the types of services I do. So I'm leveraging their pockets, which is a much bigger pocket than I have for the marketing piece. And they're sending me clients who then I can say, oh, you're coming to pick up mail here. Did you know we have a conference room and this and that
boom,
and the other, right? And so that
cross
concept
marketing.
of multiplying your own efforts by leveraging other people in certain spaces helps financially and time wise. right?
Absolutely.
To
And
leverage and get those bigger results. One of the things you talked about that I wanted to be sure that we came back to is this concept of this leveraging, not leveraging, of tapping into who you are already, right? And I always think of the whiz. Some might call it the Wizard of Oz. We call it the whiz. And it's what you have is already within you. So can you talk a little bit more about how do you identify without making people run away in the opposite direction of tapping into what you have in you and what you have in your ecosystem? Because you've said it a few times, ask, but people don't know how to ask, right? So help people formulate their ask in a way that doesn't chase people away. What
okay,
should we be
so
asking for, at
okay,
least at
first,
the base level?
what should we be asking for? And also equally important, who are we asking for that? So you want to, your inner circle is an easy yes. They're down with whatever. That's why you don't have to sell to your inner circle. You're interacting with your inner circle and being vulnerable and letting them know that you need some help and saying, "Hey, can you share this with 10 people who put you in the mind of me from your phone? I'm going to send you a short text or a link to my latest blog." And remember, you're just asking them for help. You're not asking them to say, "Hey, man, I need 2 customers right now."
Right.
No, they don't need that portion of the conversation. They just need to know that, hey, oh, Toya, oh, I could send this to 10 people and make it 5. Depending on who you're dealing with in your inner circle, you're dealing with the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to people that will give you a yes for whatever you're asking. So that's the first thing. And then what you're asking them is just help. And whenever you're asking somebody for help, help them with whatever you're asking them to do. So what does that mean? When I was a teacher and people would come to me all the time, Miss Byrd, can you write a letter of recommendation? I will sign one. You can write it. Baby,
Right. Make it easy for me to help you.
make it.
Exactly.
So the same thing when you're asking a client, an inner circle, or whatever, help them do it. Help them do it. That's how you make it. That's how you get an easy yes. Okay. And so that's what I was referring to when it comes to we have these resources around us. Um, the inner circle, it's easy to ask them for favors. Okay. And then those supporters, it's easy to ask them for favors. And then those affiliates is where you get creative. Those different groups that you're associated with, that's where you want to be ready. Because if you're affiliated with a huge group, that means that huge group has the potential to be the audience with you being the speaker and the person on the mic. That's how it goes.
Yeah, it makes absolute sense. It makes absolute sense. The last thing before we begin to close out, I think is really important is recognizing what stage your customer is in. And you said that early, and I want to bring it back and start to close out with that concept because I think that, people love to use that analogy of, well, you wouldn't just meet somebody and while you're on a first date go, can we get married? Right? There's a natural order typically to how you would court someone romantically. Similarly, there is a natural order to the sales process. And so, first of all, can you tell us what that sales process looks like, that journey for a customer, where they are along the journey, and then tell us how to navigate and sort of balance where they are so that we constantly have money coming. It's like thinking of a funnel, right? So we constantly have sales moving, but we're also moving them along that journey because I think that's
Mhm.
really important to understand how to do that. And a lot of people struggle there.
Okay, so that is a great question, and I'm glad we're elaborating on it. And this deals with the business owner. Before you even get to the customer, you kind of have to study the customer a little bit. So when you have your different target markets, it's easy to study that particular demographic. And I'll use the example with my the owner of the charter school when I where I used to be a teacher. I knew her number, not her phone number. I knew what made her tick. And it was easy to work with her. She likes things that are pretty. She needs things to be on point. She likes things that's organized. That's what I delivered. When you know who your customer is, it's easy to identify what stage they may be in. So no matter what demographic it might be, you have a stage where you have your customers who are curious and they just want to know. Then you have your customers who are they ready to strike, right? And then you have those customers who should have been your customer 100 years ago. They're coming to you in shambles. They need what is it called? This is a crisis. And so during those different stages, you have a responsibility because you can take advantage of people if you're not doing business ethically. Because if a client comes to you in crisis, if somebody to the hairdressers out there, if I come to you in the crisis and you tell me it's $700,
I'm gonna find that $700. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up. I chose wrap it up today.
oh right. So I want you to be that was funny. I want you to be ethical when it comes to identifying how you can be a solution for a client. Don't exploit them too much to the degree that it's like disrespectful, but make sure that you're able to identify, okay, this client is just curious. They just have questions. Because the reason why it's important for you to understand that concept is to reduce anxiety,
Right.
reduce disappointment, because you may do a whole pop-up shop and all the customers that came by your table were curious and you feel defeated because you didn't make one sale.
Right.
But little did you know, you planted seeds in each one of those potential customers. You got their contact information. They're following you. They're sharing your content. Now you have people that may be in these different categories, and the sale may be further down the line. And people always say there's fortune in follow up. I heard someone say, no, there's not fortune in the first follow up, baby. There's fortune in the third, fourth, and fifth
Third,
follow up.
fourth, fifth.
And so consistency and being amidst to the the whole process, psychological process of what a customer may be going through will help you in your sales journey. That's why it's important also to know that it's a numbers game. So because it's a numbers game, you want to make sure you kind of monitor who you touch, who you reach out to. You take a look at your analytics and also get a team, get a sales team.
Right.
And a sales team could be also as your sales and your marketing team. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he's getting a street team. He just bought $5,000. I mean, I'm talking about 5,000 flyers. He's getting a street team. He's targeting a particular area. Why? Because he's having a huge event in the next few weeks. Just like it's simple, but you have to put pen to paper. My notebook is kind of far away from me, but you have to have that pen and paper because you want to be able to write it down and make it plain for those of you that are Bible thumpers. I know it's somewhere in there.
It is Habakkuk. It's Habakkuk.
Too, right?
I'm not a Bible thumper, but I know Habakkuk. Oh, girl, yeah. I stay with my journal. Are you serious? For
Look,
sure.
wait. On that note, my favorite Bible verse. Don't ask me the chapter or the book, but it says something pertaining to he can do above and beyond what we ask.
Yes. I think it's Romans 8:28, maybe. Oh, we'll figure that out. Exceedingly abundantly, above and beyond. Yes.
All you can think. Listen.
Yes.
So I want you, in the word receive is in that verse, honey. Receive is where it's at. Receiving is where it's at because it's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. And we've been so, I think, groomed to give, especially as women. We've been so groomed to give. And we bring that same mentality into business. And we may not be flourishing the way that we could if we open it up to receive.
Right.
And
Exactly.
so the reason why it's so important to have a balance with that, because you you already having a set mindset of giving, 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 and not receiving already creates a fear factor, because you feel like you have to give so much because can't nobody give it to you. You feel like there's never going to be an opportunity for someone to give to you. That's low key what you're saying. So it has to be a two-way street.
Yes.
And I'm just speaking to some black and brown women, or any women, a group of women who have experienced a generational cycle of givers and givers and givers and givers, and they all female, right? So we have an opportunity to change things and to tweak things and to think again, right? To look at things differently and to say magic words to ourselves so that we can get a different result.
I
All
love
right.
it. I love it.
So yeah, man.
So I'm going to make sure to share the books that you shared and the Bible verse. I'll look it up.
It's I think it's good late. I don't know. Look where my
No,
phone at.
I'm gonna look it up because you're gonna tell people you have a giveaway, you have something that people can tap into. I put it in a comment earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's the
I
first place,
forgot.
second place, third place.
Yes. Okay, wait, let me look it up.
For today, only 3 lucky winners may choose from the prizes. First, secret weapon consulting sessions.
Okay, yes. So the first place is a secret sales weapon consulting session. If you want to do a session for your business, or if you want to do a signature legacy consulting session, that's where I help you, you know, create a customized legacy experience for you and your family. And because who has a team that does that? Not a lot of people. So I'm excited to be that person, to help chisel that for you and your family. And whether you want to do it the personal or the business, you have that consultation service available. That's the first prize. And then the second place is a business or family photo shoot. If you're here in Florida, if you're here in South Florida or Tri-County area, since I travel so much, you're more then welcome to pick and choose whether you want a photo shoot at your place of business, or you doing business, or a family photo shoot. Notice that my options are either for business or something pertaining to legacy and family. All right. And the third place would be an interview and article. Do you need content? I know you do. I can write something up for you. And I'm looking forward to learning about you and your business. So that's the third place. All
And how
right.
do people get in touch with you for those to
Oh,
get?
I put it on. Let me put it in the chat real quick.
Yep. Wait, that's the private chat. Then you got to put it.
Oh,
Can you? I don't think. Can you comment on your side? You might not be able to comment, and if not, put it in the private chat, and I'll share it on the Facebook link. And
okay.
also wanted to say it's Ephesians 3:20.
There you go. Listen, no, don't judge. Don't judge.
Now, I'm
Don't
not judging
judge.
at all because it's like
Don't
Ephesians
judge.
3:20 and Romans 8:28. Those are like my favorites, and I get them confused. Now, to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us, to him be the
Mm,
glory. Yes.
mm.
Thank you so much, Latoya. So Latoya has sent me the information. I'm going to put it in the comments beneath these. I know this live is in 3 different locations, so I'm going to put that information into all 3 locations. Latoya Byrd, Lady Legacy Coin on IG, and if you're nasty, thank you so much for being here and for sharing, and for, I love always we've been able to have this conversation about network marketing and really the stigma attached to it. And we came up together, right? Just kind of saying, we believe in network marketing and we know that there's value there, but there's something off about the training and some other pieces. But if we step outside of that, we can really help people, especially for us Black women, to excel in these opportunities.
Mhm.
And you have to sell. And selling is a part of any business. It is just a fact of life. If you do not sell, you will die. Period.
Hmm,
There is just
period.
no sugarcoating that. And so, thank you so much for today. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you. Do you have any final closing words as we get ready to close out? If you are
Um,
watching the replay, be sure to drop your questions, and I'll still get pinged and get those questions over to Latoya to answer for you.
yes, I do have some closing comments, and they may be left field, but I will say, Madam C.J. Walker, Old Dirty Bastard, Nikola Tesla, and Harriet Tubman, my peoples. And I want you guys to draw on who inspires you. And I want you to invite them to your sales team, to your business team, and look at how would they do it? How would they approach it? We know Harriet Tubman had a gun because she was getting her product moved. Okay, we know Nikola Tesla. He was so passionate about what he was doing. He was doing things wirelessly, and he had the technology on point. We know Old Dirty was just crazy and was going to say everything and anything, right? And then Madam C.J. Walker, she had a vision and she saw it through, and she actually tapped into that network marketing model way back then. And so those are the elements and people who I draw on to get things done, to help me look at things in a new perspective. And I'm encouraging you to find your own team. It might be Beyonce, it might be Jay-Z. I know you like Jay-Z. It might be whoever, or it could be Latoya Byrd, or it could be Michelle Talbert. Tap in and bring those people to the table to help you in your sales and have a transformation in your sales.
So I didn't know that Latoya was going to say that. And the only person who knows what I'm getting ready to say is my sister. But sometimes, and I don't have control over it, at least in my conscious being and state, when I'm asleep, Jay Z actually does visit me, and I will have conversations with Jay Z. Sometimes B is there, but she never talks to me like he talked. Like Jay actually does talk to me about business. I will come and bring hard business questions to him. I can't believe I'm actually admitting this, but I feel comfortable enough
I
to
love
admit this.
it.
I really do. Sometimes when I have a really serious nut to crack, I don't even say, "Hey Jay, can you come talk to me?" But for whatever reason, the answers come from a conversation with Jay Z.
What would Jay do?
Some people, sometimes I have a little talk with Jesus, and sometimes I have a little talk with
That's what's
So
up.
I want to thank you so much. If you have enjoyed this conversation with Latoya, if you were with us at 1 p.m. and enjoyed the conversation with Courtney Bowden, know that every second Wednesday of the month, online and typically in her power space, it will be popping because we bring in speakers who get you the value that you need. We have the replays available. You can head over to the unchambercommunity.com to join us and simply sign up and get in our private Facebook group, get information, interact with the folks in the community, and share so that you can sell, so that you can grow, so that you can make ethical connections. Because let me tell you, the people on your left and your right are the people who are going to sustain you as you go through this journey. It's so important that we help each other and we all win. Latoya Byrd, Lady Legacy, thank you so much for being here. And I will see y'all next month. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Peace.